Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 27 of Direwolf20's FTB Retro Series. I want to go check in this chest, it's been a while. Oh my goodness, look at all that dark matter! I should be compressing the red matter at this point. It's getting so awesome. I'm loving it. Everything's working well. So last episode we worked on starting bees, which, I'll be honest with you, I totally understand people saying that bees are not their favorite thing in the world, but that's okay. I also worked on automating bees, which actually I got working really well. So here's how I did it. I spent a little time trying to figure out the best way to handle getting bees to behave with pipes. Because I found out it wasn't destroying the bees, it was just dropping them on the ground underneath the apiary, and when I walked over, I picked them up. So all the bees that like looked like they were disappearing last episode have been returned to me. Hooray. Not that that was a big deal, because they're just drones. Who cares about them? So, drones don't stack, as we are well aware. And that's a problem. Well, not so much a problem, but we can't, even if they did stack, we'd get to a point where there were 64 in here, and they would not behave themselves, right? So, how do we handle this? What I did to make things behave is the following. In here, we've got extractor modules, right? So basically, we have two things we want to do with bees. We want to pull out the drones and princesses, but we also want to pull out the honeycombs and silky combs, right? And we need to get them sorted. So basically, these guys just have extractor modules. So all they do is pull out everything in this right-hand pane. The princesses, the drones, and the resources that are created, right? Zip over to here, to the default route. That's all they do. Nothing fancy about it. So pretty much everything that gets created automatically goes into this chest. But then underneath, we've got a provider pipe, which allows providing of items. Now all items will be provided to these guys, and these guys are set to keep one of each item stocked. One Meadows Princess and one Meadows Drone, and one Jungle and one Forest of each type. So basically what this means is, when a bee dies off, which we're too close to having one happen, but basically all the items will get sucked into the chest, and then shortly thereafter, the request pipe here will go ahead and say, hey, give me back one Princess, one Drone. They'll combine into a Queen, and then another Drone will come in, and it'll just sit there, and we'll be good. So that's the basic gist of how this thing works. And it works actually really quite well. The next thing we're probably going to want to do, yoink, is come over here and grab ourselves. And we got why are you listed as a Meadows Princess? You should be Valiant. But that's cool. Old school. Let's get a Forest Princess and a Meadows Drone and combine them and try to get a common. So that's basically the gist. I don't think, I'm almost certain that we can see this in here, right? Really, that's what we see for drones. So in later versions of Minecraft, there were ways to look up in NEI the combinations that go together to get the different types. But for now, all I know is that I want to get common. So that's what I'm going to work towards. I've looked in Equivalent Exchange. If I'm missing it, then call it a dire derp. But I don't see anywhere that says there's an item that completely eliminates poison. So that's a problem. So we're going to combine these two drones. I mean, I've got so many that I kind of feel like why not just run like two at once? And we'll just kind of cross our fingers. Now, as far as I know, there's no way to speed this up. So what I'm going to do is work on other things off camera, automation-wise, and then we'll kind of go from there. Does that sound cool? So it's been a while since I've had to use my carpenter, but it's about time. Let's get some resources. I'm gonna need, looks like a couple pieces of tin, a diamond, a couple pieces of redstone. So let's do these things the way we want. Tin for them, some glass panes, and some redstone. 2 of them? I think that's cool. Glass panes I don't have anywhere. Or if I do, I don't know where they are. So I'm only going to need 2 of them. If I'm right. If this recipe hasn't changed. Which I really don't know. Hey look, here's a perfect spot for a thing. So, golden waterproof piping. Check. Carpenter. Check. And power hookup. Check. Cool. Alright, so in theory, these two, and these guys should make the Beealizer. Hooray! Now, I think the forestry machine is one of the many machines that will constantly drain power whether they need it or not. Good times. And if that's the case, we've got all this power going over here. I'm not going to worry about it. I was worried about it when I was making stupidly large amounts of gates, but now that that's kind of not necessary, or not necessary for a while, we'll leave it as is. So the beealyzer, super useful device, requires honey, but allows me to analyze my bees. So that's step one to understanding bees and their stats. These guys over here did die off. Hooray! And I got poisoned. Double hooray! We got one common drone, but we don't know, because bees have two stats, right? They have the primary and the secondary. So we want to know the best combination of bees to put together in an attempt to get a purebred common princess and drone. So let's take a look. We need honey drops, to be exact. And for that, we're going to need, is it the squeeze? I think it's the centrifuge, right? So the centrifuge requires just some copper, a sturdy machine, and some glass. That seems super duper reasonable. So 6 copper later, and we should be good. What I should do at some point is just grab some commonly used resources and be like, hey, I'm going to hang on to a lot of you. That's what I should be doing in my project table, to be honest, but I've done a bad job of. Cool. So a centrifuge. I'm going to put this vulcanite amulet over here. I don't really need him in there anymore. So the centrifuge also requires some buildcraft power. So here's the question. Do we want to run power lines all the way over there to all the way over here? Or do we want to set up our own power system over here? So what I could do... So engines. So we have the electrical engines. I'm curious if it would make sense to use the electrical engines that I have with some solar panels. Just to have like a quick, real quick setup, right? So electrical engine. We had a few of these hooked up to a low voltage solar, let's say, or 2. So, I mean, I could just get, we'll get the 2, then we'll have a medium voltage solar, and then we'll kind of go from there. Does that sound like a plan? So I'm thinking the centrifuge we might want to have. Like, maybe we'll extend, or I know what we'll do, we'll extend this. So where's my builder doohickey? You're set up with that? Okay, cool. Nice. That should function pretty well. And back here can be some of the processing that we'll do. So we'll put our centrifuge, because we're going to need a few machines, and we're going to need to set up some automation around the processing of the stuff we get from bees. So step 1, centrifuge, right? What goes in there are the honeycombs that we've been collecting, right? So they're going to eventually be sorted into this thing. It's going to need power, so we're going to need electrical engines. So let's set up the mercurial eye. I might want this to be... I'll put it forward 1 block. And then we'll have this dude. We're probably going to want a few more of those electrical engines, which we'll get to in a minute. But... So you, and you, right? And then eventually we'll have, boom, 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 let's say like 3 or 4 more, all hooked up to power. Because we're going to have a few more machines over here, but at least for now, this will be good, right? And then the electrical engines will take care of what we need, combined with the MV solar, and we should be fine. So let's sleep through the night, because solar power requires daytime. And let's also make a couple more electrical engines. So 3 more, did we say? So electrical engines require a bunch of tin and tin gears, glass and piston. Did I teach tin gears over here? Nope. That's a big NO. That's okay, we can get it. Bunch of tin. So definitely gonna need more stone gears. Let's like request a stack of stone gears, and then we'll have them for our crafting needs in the future. 41 sounds like a good number that I just picked randomly out of my head. Yay, auto crafting. That's enough for now, and then we'll get the rest later. Cool. Another item that I'm going to need large copious amounts of is tin. So let's get like a stack and then burn this guy back up. Cool. So we're gonna need, in total, 6 of these. Now I thought I had a bunch of pistons too, but that must have been a lie. Pistons. There they are. So this dude, kind of want you to be in there. You could probably come out. What's other stuff that I don't typically need? Obsidian, glowstone for now. We do want more glass. Refined iron I don't need to have a ton of. Maybe... you guys can go in there for now. I'm just cleaning up my inventory. Don't mind me. Let's get a stack of glass while we're in here. So we'll do that, and then some tin across the top, and that'll get 3 of these dudes. Beautiful. Now I just need some of this. 4 should be enough. And then my MV solar, right? So let's get a MV transformer. Didn't I request a bunch of solar panels? Where did you guys go? What did you do with my solar panels? I requested like a ton of them, didn't I? Hello, why are you flickering with power issues? Why are you flickering with power issues? Well, there's your problem. What's up? What's up, everybody? Is this thing on still or something? Explain power issues to me. I don't understand them. There. It's definitely off now. I'm assuming that was the issue. Alright, so we're going to need this RPM to speed back up. That explains why my solars didn't produce. Let's come back in a minute once that's done. Well, that's better. Definitely left my UU matter machine on. Derpy Dyer. So, you're going to come over here. You're going to supply power. And you guys should just need a redstone signal. That's right. I forgot I need a redstone signal for this. I can make that happen. I can totally make a redstone signal happen. As soon as I remember what a lever looks like in terms of EMC. I think it's 5? Yeah, totally. That should be cool. Okay. It's funny, like, the little quality of life things that you get used to in Minecraft modding, and then later on in Minecraft modding, you're like, man, I really miss that. It was so nice to have. Things like, oh, there's just a UI that you click on and it says always run. And you don't have to apply a redstone signal. Or even redstone blocks, right? Like, I mean, there's just so much cool stuff. Anyway, Centrifuge is working, which means we're getting beeswax. Beeswax is cool. Let's get some logistics pipes. So what we're going to want to do is have probably... So you can provide items, right? So what we'll do is we will make another extractor module to extract items out of the centrifuge. And then we can, and I can probably just do this, and it'll come right through here, and that should be fine, right? So we'll do extractor module, we'll do the logistics chassis, right? There's not an extractor pipe in this version, right? It's just the module. So that is lapis and iron gear, not a challenge. So an extractor module, lapis, redstone. At some point I'll have that magical, I've got all the items that I need to craft in a stack somewhere. But not today. He said, clearly frustrated with himself. I think extractor module Mark 1 should be fine. It'll clear it out pretty quickly. And then we'll want the supplier logistics pipe, which is just lapis around a basic. Easy peasy. Basic, lapis, supplier logistics pipe. Cool. So, you should be supplying... Oh, I need the chassis as well. Chassis Mark II is just surrounded by iron. And do I want regular pipes here? I should probably have regular pipes. Sure, cobblestone will work. So we'll just bring this along here. And what I'm thinking is we'll have... You don't need to exist. This can be set to the extractor module, which should immediately extract beeswax. Yoink, and go to the default route, which is the chest. So the chest will be the maintainer of all the things, right? And then items to keep stocked, we'll say partial requests, yes. And that should be fine. So if we do that, it'll keep one of each stocked at all times, which is fine. It'll process, and it'll send it back. The speed at which we're getting combs is slow enough that we probably don't have to worry about this, right? We'll just let it process, zip over, and handle it. If at some point it seems like these are too slow, I'll either have another machine or I'll tell it to keep multiple honeycombs stocked at a time. And why, my good sir, would you be dropping items on the ground? Probably because you're trying to keep both stocked, aren't you? That is not an ideal situation. So let's turn this off and figure out how I'm going to handle that, because you are not being as smart as I would have appreciated you being. And there's no, like, keep as many as you possibly can mode is there on this one. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I might want the extractor Mark II, but we'll see. So I could either have a second centrifuge. I thought you would be smarter than this. Why are you not smarter than this? Why are you not preventing oversending of items? Logistics pipes. Technically, it wouldn't be a problem often, because once we clear out the backlog, it's rare that it would request, or that it would have both at the same time. So yeah, you're sending both over there, and then one's getting dropped. That's not smart. You're smarter than this, logistics pipes. Come on now. So I could feed this into a chest and use RP2. Ow. With the stinging and the bees. So we could use red power into a chest like that to prevent overstocking of items. That should work. All right, so here's a question for us. If I said 7, 8 wood focus, right? What if we did this? Part of this is remembering how logistics pipes works in this version by comparison to 1.7.10, which is frankly quite different. Instead of that, let's do... Fix this real quick. So we could have it going directly into the filter, which would then... So I should be able to pipe into the filter, right? And I could say supplier logistics pipe. What if I said keep 64 in here, partial requests. Yes. Well, that just grab as many as you possibly can. Nice. So you'll just get any and all that will reasonably fit in there. I don't know why you stopped, but that's cool. Okay, now you're cruising. You're doing good. Okay, and then we just set up a timer that's set to run like every so often. So 5 seconds, right? It'll pipe the honeycomb in there, in theory, right? That no, because that's the filter. Yeah, I don't think we want to filter it. We should pipe this into a chest with this setup. I was hoping that it could pipe right in, but that's right, that's the filter. Again, been a little while. So we'll probably want a basic here because this is going to be an intersection and we don't want actually items going in there. So what we'll do is that, and then we'll set you. No. That's a silly request. Say have a stack, partial requests, yes. We throw these guys in here. And then we'll say 32 of you, partial requests, yes. They'll go in there. And then we want to rotate this. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Cool. Why are you going into the side? Args. That's the opposite of what I want. Tricky stuff. It has to go into the top. Alright, so in theory, this should keep half a stack of each item. And then you just go from there. We'll see if we need to do this for any more. And if we do, we'll just do some redstone wiring for it. But for now... Ow. Bees. With the poison. I can spend 5 minutes off camera not getting poisoned. The minute I hit record, boom, poison. It's like they know. So you're backstuffed right now, so that's good. We put these in here. You're going to suck out all those items and throw them into the chest. That's good. Let's get a squeezer. We're definitely going to need these eventually later anyway. Tin and glass, not a problem. Because we kind of have that already. Boom, boom, boom. This is the benefit of having the items that you need kind of hanging out on the table. And now that we have nigh infinite EMC, so the transposer can go away. I was coming up with a couple different ideas on how I could go about making that nice looking and compact, but in the end, that's what I went with. Cool. Ow. The ows and the pain and the oof. Should do something about that. I'm working on it. So, what you should do is getting me Silky Propolis, which I believe that I can centrifuge again, right? And potentially get Silk Wisps. Cool. So we're going to want to add this 32 to the list, right? And then you can get that. And we'll also get Propolis out of that, which is super useful as well. So both of these are useful to have. So we've got this dude hooked up. Oh my goodness, with the bees and the poisonings. Totally needs to do something about that. To-do list, something about that. So then we'll want another supplier pipe to supply the drops that are going to get squeezed. Am I right in remembering that it was just you guys with one of you? Yeah. And then we'll probably want another extractor pipe. We'll just make 2 of them, because why not? Gears, that is, not extractor modules. And then one of these dudes. Cool. So, same kind of deal. We will do... The second I walked over here, really poison. I'm not even kidding, guys. Off camera, I was sitting here for like 5 minutes doing stuff. And the bees just didn't care. Extractor module, Actually, no, we don't really need an extractor module here, right? Well, we'll see. I think all it does is make liquid, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So we'll get to that, but for now, supplier module can sit here. And then we should probably have a basic logistics here. And that should be cool. We'll see if that extractor module thing even needs to exist. It may not. Okay. So, with that set up, we now have the drops that we need. Decent amount of them, too. I'll probably just wind up hanging on to a few of these guys. Like a dozen. For now. And we can go over here and analyze our bees. Bealization time. Everybody's favorite part of bees. Analyzing them. So I can just, for now, I'll manually move these honeycombs over and they'll get taken care of, right? So let's get away from the poisonings and check out what I got. So first off, common. We got a common meadows bee. Awesome. Now, which of these princesses might be some variation of common? Not so much. So meadows forest. This one's also a meadows forest. Meadows forest, meadows forest, meadows forest, forest meadows, meadows forest, meadows forest. Right, so we only got lucky with one of them. That was the common meadows. At this point, I'm already missing those mods that make things easier on you. So I'm going to mix these two, right? Because this is a meadows forest hybrid. It doesn't really matter. Actually, wait. It probably doesn't matter anymore. And this was a meadows forest. We'll go with forest meadows. Why not? It doesn't really matter. Long story short, we're looking to get purebred, common, princess, and drone. Once we get that, we'll know that every offspring it ever creates will always be common. And then we'll get a few common drones. Cool. And I'm creating a separate chest for my non-purebred bees. So this is the ones that I got out of the scoop. These are going to be non-purebred drones that may eventually get destroyed or we'll do something with. Alright, looks like we got more dead bees. So let's cross our fingers that one of these guys is in better shape. So you are a forest meadows, so you're not cool. You're a meadows forest, so you're not cool. You're a common cultivated, so that's kind of cool. Cultivated's nice to have. It's the next tier up, but it's not what I want right now, so you're not making friends with me. So let's do forest meadows. And these are just purebred dudes. Ugh. Common cultivated, huh? Well, maybe I'll get lucky and we'll get up to cultivated or something. Meanwhile, I'll just do meadows forest with forest and we'll see what we get. Alright, back again. Crossing our fingers again. Hey, I've got what looks like a common princess? Common meadows princess. Not bad. And you are a common meadows drone. So let's combine you two and hope that your common trait carries through. Did I get anybody else? Forest common, so you've got common on you. Meadows forest, meh. Forest cultivated. Alright, that's cool. And forest cultivated. Well, these two are actually good. So we're going to throw these away in there too. And hopefully we'll get some kind of cultivated out of those two. And that might be really nice. So we'll see what happens. So further finger crossing, but things do not look good from this perspective. Meadows common, meadows common, meadows common. Yeah. So, by the way, ooh, that's nice, kind of. We'll see what we got. So you are purebred cultivated, nice. Purebred forest, and purebred forest. Super not cool at all. That's frustrating. I don't think we have any more potentially cultivated bees, do we? If anything has cultivated on him, then we have a better chance of getting a purebred cultivated, but I don't think we do. So if either one of those drones was at least in some way cultivated, I would have felt better about doing this, but slowest work, yeah, I guess the Meadows Common Hybrid is probably the route we're going to want to go. Common and cultivated get us the next tier, but I really want cultivated bees in general. Also, by the way, future episodes will be less bee intensive. I'll probably just be behind the scenes doing it. And looks like I ran out of wheat. Let's get... Because at this point, who cares? A stack of dark matter. Love it. Right? So you just hang out down there and boom. Wheat for days. Alright. So what I think I'm going to do is wrap up the episode here. I'm going to work towards off-camera getting purebred cultivated in common, and hopefully when we come back next episode, I will have attained such a goal. For now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and as always, take it easy.